All right, folks, welcome back to the greatest show to ever be made here. Take five. Take five, probably six on the way, of the King Caleb podcast special NFL mock draft edition of the King Caleb podcast. Of course, I'm here live in my studio living room. If you hear a animal of sorts yelling, that's my brother in the other room crying about a video game or some shit. But we're back. Back, like I said, to finally do this mock draft 2 days before the draft. Perfect timing, right? And I'm just, we're gonna get right into this shit. I may or may not show you guys my big board here. My top 10 QBs, running backs, and receivers. All I did because I was lazy. I thought about doing corners, but I'll probably just talk within my selections of who these people are. All right, I turned all my notifications off so none of my thoughts will be popping up. This is on my phone, in case you guys couldn't fucking tell. And Gronk back, what the fuck, But it is what it is, folks. We're here live, and we're live's way. We're gonna start with the fucking Bengals, who were atrocious as always last year. I think this goes without saying what's gonna happen. It says here I can do trades. I don't know if I'll do that or not. I'll probably guesstimate, as I always do with these shits, about what's going to happen. But I have the Bengals picking Joe Burrow. As you see here, I'm using the NFL Draft Network. Um, the most secure quarterback, I think. You guys can read this shit while I talk. The most secure quarterback that I think in the draft. I think Tua, when he's healthy, might be the most talented one, and I think Herbert might also have better upside than Burrow in the future, possibly, depending on if he can clean up on some parts of his game that he needs cleaned up and um, goes into a right system. Burrow's a smart quarterback, or he's smart, he has all the awareness, he's very accurate downfield. It's a great system with Joe Brady, but he had one great year, so how are we gonna know he's good? All that yada yada bullshit. He had the best fucking college season of all time, so it's kind of hard to not pick him here. I'd compare him to Romo with Alex Smith, if that makes any sense to you guys. Romo's arm with Alex Smith's brain, if that makes any sense. And he can scramble, enough like both of them. But yeah, 60 passing touchdowns, over 5,000 yards. I was trying to see if they had the stats up here. They do not, but we're going to go ahead and give the Bengals Joe Burrow. Okay, the Redskins. Again, I got him picking Chase Young from the Ohio State. Talent-wise, probably the best pure talented player in this draft. 16 and a half sacks. Ohio State record, of course. He reminds me a little bit of Javon Curse coming out. And I've seen that comparison a lot, and it makes sense. A good mix of fast and strength. Fast and strength, Eric. Speed and strength. And, yeah, I mean, this is a guy Rivera would love to pick. And I know they have a good interior line already, but I mean, he's just a talent you don't want to pick or don't want to miss up. And Kerrigan's getting kind of older, Jonathan Allen, will he make that next step, So if they don't with that, we can't do trades because the exclusive premium bullshit. I'll still talk about shit. But yeah, I got the Redskins picking Chase Young. Okay, the Dolphins, or not the Dolphins. The Lions picked number third. I said the Dolphins because I feel like they might trade up here. This is a big trade pick right here. I can see a lot of teams trading up to this third spot you get Tua or maybe even Herbert if the Dolphins feel that way, or the Chargers, if they're antsy and they don't want to wait and get their guy. I also heard late rumors last night, I think it was on Info Network, that the Giants were looking at Herbert. What? Well, is this going to be a running theme where we draft a quarterback every year and just say, fuck it, not that I'm sold on Daniel Jones at all. I'd rather have Herbert my damn self, but I still don't see them doing that shit. They seem pretty sold on Daniel Jones, so I don't know. Nor do I think they trade up one spot just to get him. But look out for pick 3 for the Lions. But I think if they stay put, they're gonna get my boy Jeffrey Okudah out of again Ohio State. 3 straight people are players that have played for Ohio State. I'm not biased, people, I swear. But yeah, man, he's 6'1", 200 pounds. By far the best corner coming out of this draft. I mean, he has everything. He has all the intangibles that you need. I've saw comparisons to Ramsey. I don't think he's as athletic as Ramsey, but he is a ball hawk like him, and with the length. And he cleaned up. He's improved every year. I've seen every snap of his career. Obviously, he definitely has the skill there, the technique that you need in a corner. And with Slay going to the Eagles, it's a good fit for them. I got them getting Jeffrey Okudah. Now, the New York Football Giants. Let me get a swig of that agua on these O's. Yeah. Yeah, I can see them going a lot of different ways here. Isaiah Simmons would be the sexy pick. The versatile defensive player. Mel Kiper's talking about him right now. They already have a guy like that in Jabril Peppers, who I don't really think they utilize him as much as they could. I don't know. It's kind of Peppers is a great athlete. I don't know if he's a great football player. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's really good at any position, but he's such a good athlete that you put him out there, because he'll get some tackles, he'll make some plays. But I could see Simmons almost being the same. But I believe no. Wirfs could be good for them at lineman, but I feel like here we go. We could do that. I feel like the boy from Alabama, Jedrick Wills, I feel like he's going to be a better fit for them. He's, a little more athletic, maybe not as skilled as a Wirfs, but I feel like he'd fit that system well with Barkley and what they're trying to do. Whatever that may be now with fucking Jason Garrett as your offensive coordinator, I don't know what the fuck. You'd think the Giants out of any team would know that you wouldn't want to fucking draft him, but nevertheless, I got the Giants picking Jedrick Wills. 5, the Miami Dolphins. Tank for Tua. They didn't tank enough to get the number 1 pick, but luckily for them, at least, Tua got hurt, so he's sliding down in this draft. Like I said, I feel like he's the best, the most talented, all-around quarterback when healthy. A lot of people compare him to Breeze and Wilson. He's more Steve Young to me personally for right now. Not that that's a bad thing. He's an also Hall of Fame quarterback, and I'm not just comparing him because he's left-handed, but he has the accuracy of Marino, maybe even a little bit more potentially, and he has the scrambling ability, but he's not like Vic with it. I think Wilson scrambles a little bit more than Tua, and Drew doesn't scramble as much as him, so that's why I have the Young comparison. I think he'd fit well with that team, that regime. And yeah. Excuse me, my voice transforming mid conversation. But I have two. But I have Tua, exactly. I have Tua going to the Miami Dolphins. Next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers with their new uniforms. Probably the best uniforms out of the new ones. Even though they always have great uniforms to the point, it's like, why do they ever change them? But, fuck it. I'll probably waste money on some new, like a Bosa jersey, and then he'll fucking be traded within a year or leave like every other jersey I own. Which is why I tell you guys I only uh, buy jerseys now of retired players, because once you buy a current guy's jersey and they leave the team, you look stupid wearing this old jersey, especially when it's not your team. You know. Anyway, um, they could, the Chargers might trade back. I don't know. They could go after a lineman if they're really sold on Tyrod, and you guys know I love Tyrod. Um, they could probably get Isaiah Simmons also at this position. And let's see, what else would they? I'd probably just say the line, or yeah, Simmons, or maybe trade back. Even though I haven't heard nothing of it, I could see possibly someone coming up and getting a pick. But for the sake of this draft, I have them getting Justin Herbert, a quarterback I love. Like I said, he has stuff to work on, but he's never thrown more than 8 picks in a game. A year. You would hope not that many fucking picks in a year or in a game, but no more than 8 picks in a year. Strong arm, 6'5", 6'6", actually 227. It's funny. Usually they like the generic tall white guy quarterback just because they're that. But for some reason they want to nitpick Herbert. For some reason I don't get it. Maybe because they claim he's not vocal enough, not much of a leader. Even if you talk to any of his teammates, they say otherwise. Apparently, staying in one state your whole life is a problem. I don't know. These fucking analysts. They just make up shit just to talk about. But I like Tyrod. I don't think anyone in the NFL is or ever will be sold on him, unfortunately, to be a long-term quarterback, which is why I have the Los Angeles Chargers picking my boy Herbert, and that's going to be a very interesting AFC West of young quarterbacks with Mahomes, Drew Lock, and Herbert. If they were to pick a lot of young guys with talented arms that can bomb the bitch 70 yards without looking. Derek Carr, the odd man out. This might be his last year in Oakland. Las Vegas. His first and last year in Las Vegas. I like him, but we'll talk more about him with the Raiders pick. But Carolina Panthers now. I have them selecting Isaiah Simmons, and with Luke Kuechly gone, they're going to need some sauce, some swagger. It's going to be huge. They need something to uplift that team. And I think Simmons is just that. He does everything well at a pristine level. He probably would be second for me after Young of just pure talent. And if you said he was number one, I wouldn't argue with you, because that's how good he is. He's gonna be a good cover outside linebacker. Put him in the nickel. Um, you know, I think he's too big to put him back there. As an actual safety. He's not gonna be fucking Ed Reed. You don't need him to be that. So I say that would be a good fit for Matt Rule in that new regime in Carolina. I'd also like them to have new jerseys personally, if it was me. But yeah, I have now the Arizona Cardinals. Here's where Tristan Wirfs comes in. Okay, now giving Kyler CeeDee Lamb like he had in Oklahoma with DeAndre Hopkins and Christian Kirk and Larry Fitzgerald and Adam Isabella and Keyshawn Johnson and Hakeem Butler, that'd be retarded. And that'd be very interesting. And it would be fun to play in Madden if Madden was good, but it no longer is good. And this is real life. And Kyler Murray needs blockers because he got sacked 188 fucking times. He's 5'10", if that. But he has great talent. So what you do is you help your quarterback out. You get him a fucking lineman as I drink my agua. And yeah, worse, Iowa, great product. Very skilled, very talented. Good feet work, good tangibles. Insert cliche lineman shit. Linemen are boring, but you need them. They're good people. They're good people. No one likes linemen better than me, right? They're great people. Tristan Wirfs. That will probably be my last Trump impersonation. Probably lying to you. 9. The Jacksonville Jaguars. They are trading everyone. They're getting rid of everyone. They do not like people. But they need some help at line, at defense. Calais Campbell left to the Ravens, so you pick up the young stud out of Auburn, Derek Brown. That's what I got him projecting. Another solid pick, great interior lineman. Hands are precise, lands powerful blows, nonsense from all these random people. You can pause if you want to read this shit. You can go to NFL, you can go to thedraftnetwork.com yourself and do these mock drafts and shit like that. Big bodied, physical, has everything you're looking for. I've heard some worries about him being possibly a bust of some sorts. Watch out, some injury history. I don't care. I'm not too concerned about it. I got Derek Brown going to the Jaguars. Okay, now we have the Cleveland Browns, who also on the radar. I would not be surprised if they traded back because they're the fucking Browns and they didn't. Who gives a fuck? I think it's without question that their biggest concern is line, and luckily it's a good lineman class. I got him picking Mekhi Becton out of Louisville. He just got busted for something. I don't know what it was, but it's some drug. So he's now on the stage 1 of this new bullshit, nonsense shit you've heard. Who cares? He's an athletic lineman. He can update his shit, or not update his shit, clean up his feet work slightly. If we got a nitpick, you know me, guys. I don't. If you're talented, you're talented. Get him in there. I think he's going to be there. I don't think personally that his draft stock will slip. I've heard mixed messages, but if on the Browns, you get a big athletic guy who can block for Baker, and that is what I will do with them. Back to next, the New York Jets. Same situation here. I can see them going a amplitude of ways. You can get receiver possibly. Yeah, I'd say the receiver or line. I think the Jets are going to keep it safe. I'm going to go with the safest tackle. The safest tackle for me personally that I think. And that's Andrew Thomas out of Georgia, big-bodied, skilled, great technique, great form, long, difficult. Cliche words for linemen, people. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not fucking scouting linemen like this. I see from what they tell me, and just you can tell by just how the teams play themselves. Watching Georgia, Swift, good holes. Georgia had a great line, and Thomas was the best player on that line. So I have the Jets going with Andrew Thomas. Now, the Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders. I got him going receiver just to give Carr some toys. I got him picking the best receiver in the draft, and that's Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama. I feel like him and CeeDee Lamb could possibly go quicker or before, maybe to the Jaguars. CD maybe to the Cardinals, and maybe people trade up for him or not. I've heard about the Broncos might possibly trade up for him. Would not be surprised if that's the case. Then CD would automatically go back. Now, him and CD are actually tied for me for number 1. Let me not act like he's just by far without question. I think they're both so great of a receiver. He's a great route runner. He has good hands. I know he dropped a couple this year, but I that's not at all a question mark to me. He's what you'd want in a receiver right now, and I think in that offense with Gruden, he'd be Gruden grinder. And I got them picking Jerry Jeudy. 13. Pick number 13. I don't see CeeDee Lamb going this far back. I don't know, but with the 49ers, I think just because of Buckner leaving, now they possibly could still draft a receiver, and I would not be surprised. But because of them getting rid of Buckner, I think, and there's been talks about them wanting to trade both these first round picks. So again, shit could hit the fan. But for right now, as we speak, I'd have them pick Javon Kinlaw out of South Crackalacka. He had one good Senior Bowl practice, and this motherfucker is now a top 15 pick. That's just how shit works now, guys. But he's an athletic interior lineman, good size, but once again, he's not like a fucking fat blob. He can get off the ball or get off the snap, and, he's very elusive, as you see there. Keyword, dude's a rocket. I like his game from what I've seen. He did come out of nowhere, but he has good production, especially for a very average team in South Carolina. Watch his Georgia tape, people. You'll be impressed with that line. So I got Kinlaw to the 49ers if they keep that pick. They more than likely won't. The fucking Buccaneers. I mean, again, this this might be the most, I don't know, pick. They also might go back now that they have fucking, what's the boy's name? Brady. Dear God. But yeah, I'm gonna give him K'Lavon Chaisson. There we go. Probably one of the funnier names in the draft. I'm in the corner expert, Eric. What do you think of the name K'Lavon Chaisson?
What the fuck?
My thoughts exactly. K'Lavon Chaisson, great.
It's almost as bad as
Master Teague, yes. We won't be seeing him all year next year because he sprained his ACL. But K'Lavon Chaisson, great edge rusher, great talent. He can clean up on some things, as, nitpicking here and there. He doesn't have the technique of a pass rusher yet. He just gets off, or at least not enough, to be this elite, like Von Miller type spin move here, spin move there. It's more on first step explosiveness, as you see there, and just because he's athletic and he can, he's fast and strong enough to get the fuck past you. I feel like, I think Todd Bowles, is their defensive coordinator down there. If not, it's Vic Joseph. It's one of the It's one of the blacks. It's one of my niggas. But regardless, he has been climbing up boards, and I think he'd be a perfect fit. Now that I'm thinking about it, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Denver Broncos. Congratulations, you have gotten CeeDee fucking Lamb. All right, if they stay put and this goes how this goes, I know Henry Ruggs is intriguing because he's Tyreek Hill light, but CeeDee Lamb is again, if him or Jeudy, if you tell me and Kaleb, he's the best receiver, I'm like, you're right. Okay, complete receiver, great hands, run after the catch, great. I'd compare Jeudy to like a Chad Johnson, T.Y. Hilton-esque, maybe taller, a little bit of Calvin Ridley. I'd compare CeeDee to Hopkins, a little bit of Devontae Adams in there, but guys, these are the surefire Hall of Fame receivers, as you see down here. Red flags, none. All right, who gives a fuck? Great body control, great. They also compared him to Hopkins. Yeah, he's not a burner like Ruggs is, but you don't. I don't think you need that. I mean, with Locke in that arm, it would be easy money too. But I feel like you could even draft if you're not sold on Deshaun Hamilton, which it seems like, and you want to get a guy that's more of a burner than he is, and I feel like there's a couple you can get in the later rounds. Denver getting CeeDee Lamb, that would be amazing for them. The Atlanta Falcons. I also feel like with Trufant gone, I could see either a corner or a edge rusher, which I don't like these like is D end people and or outside linebacker. I got him picking AJ Epinesa out of Iowa. How many Iowa people have ever been fucking picked this high together? But yeah, big, powerful, lengthy, strength, good technique, muscle, just reliable. He's gonna be the consistent player. Get you about 8 sacks a year, at the least. May not blow you away. May will. Okay. I think he has a. He definitely doesn't have a low floor. I don't know if he has the highest of ceilings though, but he's gonna be consistent for you. And if you read stuff like this, bullshit like this, heavy hands, yeah, he isn't bursty or bendy, powerful in points, lateral mobility is flaw. Trey Flowers a comparison. I can see it. Yeah, he'd be good for the Patriots too if he were to fall that far, which he might. But for the sake of this, I got him going to the Atlanta Falcons. Dallas Cowgirls. Okay, we got. At some point, you have to give them a safety, right? As much as I don't like them, I don't think there's a chance in hell they don't get the safety that they want. There's a lot of good ones. Xavier McKinney and Grant Delpit. I love Delpit. People have been sleeping on him. They act as if he physically, like he has no arms. Like he's just ambidextrous or fucking not ambidextrous. He's just numb. Both arms got cut off, and he can't tackle. But he won the Jim Thumper Award last year. But if you want to get a surefire tackler, Xavier McKinney's your man. Uh, I just think he, well rounded. If you said he's the most well rounded safety, I'd probably agree with you, even though he's probably one of the best, if not the best, short tacklers. McKinney, Delpit's probably the best coverage corner. McKinney is usually in the box and he plays nickel a lot and even some linebacker. So if they want to do some dime packages with him, they could. If Dallas ever wants to get creative with their shit, he's a tough player, gritty guy. He'd fit well with the bullshit that they want to do down there. I'd give them. Just to let you guys know, I'm not biased. I'm giving them a great player in Xavier McKinney out of Bama. Miami. Uh, this is tough because at this point, Henry Ruggs is still there, and you just drafted Tua. If you don't get Ruggs, I'd probably go Josh Jones out of Houston. But I think we're just going to make this shit interesting. I got him drafted Henry Ruggs. So I give you boy Tua a familiar fucking guy. And besides Devontae Parker, I'm not impressed at all with any other skill player they have. Jaceki, maybe. I mean, he can get better, stay healthy, but no one else has blown me away on that team. Wilson isn't, Grant isn't. Henry would be that surefire number two, maybe even number one, really. Baby Tyreek Hill, man, burner. He ran a 4.2, I heard, or was that Rager? Uh, they were saying he ran a 4.20 in like the at home combine, like he did by himself or some nonsense. But yeah, this dude's a blazer. Um, Very versatile, improving route runner. I think he's more NFL ready than Tyreek was coming out of college, and Tyreek was a fifth round pick. Now, granted, that was because of him beating up his baby moms and all that, but still, I still think he's more NFL ready at this point, and he just make the fucking Dolphins interesting, which they need to be. because they haven't for a while, and you can't have those good of a jerseys, at least the classic ones, and be boring and being in their little weird stadium. But I gotta pick an Henry Ruggs. Fuck it. Let's be entertaining here, people. 19, the Las Vegas Raiders, my dad's team, if you guys didn't know, which is why they have. I have an interest of them in seeing what they do. I give them a corner. I give them the second best corner in this draft, C.J. Henderson. They need it, especially with Conley gone, Sean Smith. All these corners came and went. None are really of starter value for me. I think CJ is 6'1", 202. He's bigger than what I thought he was. I thought he was like 5'11", but 6'1", 202. They could be lying, let's be real. He played running back in high school. Interesting. But yeah, he's a tough player, nasty. Get up in ya. Um, People say he probably had a better year last year in 2018 than 19. I didn't really see the fall off. Even in the LSU game, I didn't think he was getting shitted on. But he'd be a starter. I think an instant starter in Vegas. Scheme fit man to man. He loves going man to man, whether win or lose. Put it on him. He's gonna go up there and guard your primary receiver. Mentally first round pick. These people are saying, uh, you know, he has good ball skills. He can catch relatively well for a corner. Why not? CJ fucking Henderson. 20 the Jaguars. Now, if Diggs and or what's his fucking name? If Diggs are fucking, why am I drawing a blank? Ruggs. God. Ruggs or CeeDee Lamb was there, I'd get them. I'm thinking of corner wise when I'm thinking of Diggs, and I'd go after corner with Ramsey, and I'm going either Trayvon Diggs or Fulton. Let me see here. Fulton's more the man guy. I'd probably pick him too, and he's the bigger receiver, and that is what. Trayvon's 6'2", but he's more of a zone guy. So yes, I'm giving them Kristen Fulton out of LSU, hoping that LSU team get a national championship. Good size, man to man. Good scheme fit. I think for Jacksonville. I just think it's a good fit with everyone leaving the team. He'll probably leave in about 3 years, knowing them. But I digress. Philadelphia Eagles now. I'd say corner and receiver. Personally, I don't know what the Eagles people are crying about and wanting you. It's pretty much whatever they pick, they're gonna complain about anyway. I'd give them T. Higgins at this position. Yeah, they need a good big-bodied receiver, who I think is the third best receiver in this league, in this draft, ahead of Ruggs and all these other cute motherfuckers that can run a 4.3. This dude's a big-body receiver, great route runner for the size he is, sure hands, probably some of the surest hands in the league in the draft. Big fan of T. Higgins. Definitely one of my favorite players in this draft. So, Eagles, congratulations there. Vikings, Minnesota Vikings. I, with Diggs leaving, I don't have them picking his brother. That'd just be weird. So I got him picking Justin Jefferson to replace Diggs. Great slot receiver for a guy that's 6'3", 192, lanky bastard. Good in the slot, great hands, good route running, shifty. He knows how to get open. Watching film him is very fun. But yeah, Thielen can line up pretty much everywhere. So Having Jefferson just in the slot, I think would be a good fit, and they would know their roles and whatnot. And with Cousins, I think it'd work for them and for him. So I got Justin Jefferson going to the fucking them shits. Okay, we have the New England Patriots now up on the clock, and linebacker maybe safety. I got them picking if they don't trade back, which they will. I got them picking Zach Bond out of Wisconsin. Um, Smart kid, good kid, nice first step explosion. He's more of a once again outside linebacker than he is a defensive end, even at that size. I think he's a good Belichick type player for him. And with Collins and who else left? I think a couple other people left at linebacker for the Patriots. So I feel like he'd be a good plug-in player for them to develop and potentially start in the future. I got the Patriots picking Zach Bond. Okay, we got the fucking New Orleans Saints here. Now they can go a plethora of options here. This might be Jordan Love territory with Utah State receiver Mims, Ayuk, Rager possibly. And let's see here, the edge. Yetergros Matos. I got him falling back a couple more spots. Hell, even corner, really. They got rid of Eli Apple. So maybe Trayvon Diggs, possibly. I don't know. I haven't heard it. I got him picking Jordan Love to be the quarterback of their future. Great talent, light skin. Obviously, I have to like him by default, even though I'm not completely sold on him. The talent you can see, but it's Utah State, and it's like, and like he regressed so badly last year in Utah State, and I know they had different coaching staff and all this other bullshit, but I don't know, man. But yeah, Sean Payton, they love to proclaim him as this quarterback guru, even though the only one he's ever coached really is Drew Brees. He was with Romo for like a couple years, and I really wouldn't even say he was the one developing him like that. And either way, I'm not sold on Taysom Hill. I don't think Sean Payton is either at quarterback. So I got him picking Jordan Love there. Okay. We got the Vikings at 25 here, people. And even though I just said that I don't think they'd pick him, I don't see why you wouldn't pick Trayvon Diggs here. Cause I don't really know what other needs they need, at that pick. Gross Matos, possibly. I don't know. I don't think they need really edge rushers. Yeah, they do, actually. But they do need a quarterback. See, this is the shit I should have been looking at the whole past time. Here's my picks so far, people. And speaking of picks, when you're hungry, starving, craving, something to pick to eat, especially in these quarantine times, I'd pick none other than our good friends at American Ramen, folks. American Ramen saves you so much money and so much sense on all the delicacies and great flavors. You're talking about chicken, picante, beef, shrimp, oriental, 35% less sodium for the people that want to act like anything they consume is at all remotely healthy nowadays. Do me a favor, people, use discount promo code MIXEDGOD. It'll save you 98% off any and every purchase, folks. American Ramen. When you're broke as fuck. But yeah, okay. The Vikings, I don't give a fuck. I'm giving them. AJ Terrell might do it too, but I'm giving them Trayvon Diggs. He's too good of a player for them to not pick Even at this point in this being petty, they need a corner. They might trade back for this. Great size. Zone coverage, I feel like they can do that there. Down there in Minneapolis, over there. Good lengthy corner. Fuck it. Who cares? Be petty. Trayvon Diggs. I don't know why the fuck they got Njogabi and Jalen Johnson over him and Gladney. All good players, but no. So give me Trayvon Diggs. Okay. 96-26. Dear God. The Dolphins, I got them finally picking our boy Josh Jones out of Houston. All offense because they spent all their fucking money on defense. Okay, he's clearly not blank face. He's a nigga, but big body, athletic, can fix his technique, as everyone keeps saying. We get it, guy, all right? But he's big, athletic, and with Tua and his system, or not system, but just how Tua plays, um, yeah, as you see there, his best traits and worst traits, I feel like he'd be a good fit for what they'd be doing down there in Miami. So, go ahead. Seattle Seahawks, are they going to fucking give Jadeveon Clown his money? Either or, I got him picking Yetur Gross Matos out of Penn State. Great talent. Again, has to clean up, get some more skill, develop some techniques, some spin moves, some waddles, that shit. He's good off the ball though, 6'5", 264, good size for what they do. He's a good Pete Carroll system player, I believe. I feel like he'd fit well with them. I got him going there. The Baltimore Ravens, they need a linebacker, and it's hard between Patrick Queen and Kenneth Murray. And these guys, I don't even know if I personally pick a first round pick on them, but if there's a team who needs them, like them, even though I just had Zach Barn go to the Patriots, even though I don't really proclaim any of these linebackers as first round talents. I think they're good talents. And it would be a pick and choose, but I think Queen is slightly more athletic, and I think that's what they're going for down there in Baltimore. As you see, that's their number one need. I got them picking the fucking guy, Patrick Queen. Okay, Tennessee Titans. They say their needs is edge, interior D lineman, offensive tackle, corner lineman, all this dumb shit. Okay, now at edge, I don't know if any of these people left I'd really pick as a first round pick. Terrell Lewis I like more than most. I don't know about first round pick. Josh Uche out of Biatch again I like, but I would not pick him first. Neither would I do Akawara, who I'm not really sold on as much as other people, and Chris Weaver. Um, I really don't know about D end, D lineman. Again, I don't think anyone of relevance. I'd probably go Ross Blacklock. They got rid of Jarrell Casey, so Blacklock has been getting a lot of notoriety in the coming weeks. Here's his pros. He has good size, good mixture of speed and strength for me to say, fuck it. Power and juice. Okay. NFL comp Gerald McCoy. I can see it. And if that's the case, then that's a good pick for my boy Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans. I got him picking Ross Blacklock. Okay. Number 30 now. Green Bay Packers. I got them picking Denzel Mims. Fuck yeah. Um, I like him. I don't love him like everyone else. I definitely see the talent. 6'3", 206. He's good hands, good catch radius, fast enough. He ran like a 4.4 in the draft. Remember when everyone was saying Rager could be like a top 20 pick, and then he did it a good enough 40, I believe it was near 4.2. But no one has been talking about him recently. But I think Mims would be more of a complete receiver. I think I don't know. I think I have Rager ahead of Mims. but I'm still going to give them Mims. So fuck it. Okay, 49ers now. Cornerback, wide receiver. Again, if they don't pick CeeDee Lamb with their first pick and this nonsense and that shit, I don't care. Anyway, I got them picking A.J. Terrell out of Clemson. 6'1", 190, good athletic corner, light skin, goofy face, weird bow tie, but fuck it, you know? I think he'd fit that scheme. John Lynch, he seems like a player that he would like. And springy feet, zone technique, very impressive. All right, press technique, a bit jumpy and over aggressive at the line. I definitely see that even when we played him. Sometimes he doesn't turn around as quickly. Yeah, mental processing. That's the thing you should. Yeah, but I feel like you can fix that up. AJ Boye, I think, is a good comparison. So I'd agree with them there. I got them picking AJ Terrell. And finally, the Kansas City Chiefs, cornerback 2, inside linebacker, running back. Jalen Johnson, I could see Gladney, I could see, but why not go the fuck off and give them the most complete back, I feel like, in the draft, and DeAndre Swift, right? Swift is just that elusive. He reminds me of Alvin Kamara. Maybe I don't know because Kamar's really not as fast as people think. He's more shifty and elusive and like more than he is just like frontline speed, and that's the same thing with Swift. Swift might be a little more powerful than him, and decision making is a worse trait for him. Okay, he must not be hitting the holes as good as them for most people, but what I see is not, bad. But this might be a little bit of a reach, and they might be want to get anything, but imagine him with that fucking offense. Damian Williams is good enough for the Chiefs. Just imagine someone better than him. Great hands out of the backfield. I got them picking DeAndre Swift. So, guys, I'm going to run down the okay, this is not it. Okay, here we go. Here are the picks. I got Burrow, Young, Okuda, Wills, Tua, Herbert, Simmons, Wirfs, Derek Brown, Mekhi Becton, Andrew Thomas, Jerry Jeudy, Kinlaw, Chason, Lamb, Epinesa, McKinney, Ruggs the third, C.J. Henderson, Kristen Fulton, T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson, Zach Bond, Jordan Love, Diggs, Jones, Matos, Patrick Queen, Ross Blacklock, Denzel Mims, AJ Terrell, and DeAndre Swift, folks. That has been the NFL Mock Draft edition of the King Kaleb podcast. As always, folks, like, subscribe, share, tweet, farmers only, black people meet, all that dumb shit. Make sure you watch this before the draft. If not, watch it afterwards and laugh at all the picks that I did not know. Trade blocks, 49ers definitely, Chargers, Lions, Browns. I wouldn't put it past my Steelers to sneak back in the first round. Maybe, hopefully, no. Wishful thinking, I know. I'm trying to think. Patriots, Seahawks, 49ers. Could all trade down. Broncos, possibly Vikings, and Jaguars. People with a bunch of picks could draft up. This has been your boy King Kaleb here.